On my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Raid and Arrow, and we are back at it again with another episode of, well, actually, I guess I ain't calling them episodes, just another bag talk. We're gonna just go over some ideology, some thoughts, strategy, whatnot. As we are getting into the episode, I want to remind you to go ahead and hit that like button because we're gonna jump into it. I'm coming in hot and heavy today, and we're gonna break down this topic. So hit the like. If you've been here more than twice, hit the subscribe. If you haven't been here more than twice, hit the subscribe. I'm awesome. Secondly, don't forget to hit the bell notification next to the subscribe and turn all notifications on so that way we can stay informed on when I'm dropping these content gems, these premieres. I premiere these in the mornings, catch you on your way to work, start your day off right. For those of you catching it later in the day, that is awesome too. Lastly, I ask, share the video. Helps me get out in the algorithm. Actually, I have one more last ask, but helps me get on the algorithm, helps grow awareness for the channel and the platform. I am planning on continuing to document my journey, so that's what we're doing over here. Obviously, not financial advice, just some dude on the internet giving his opinions and showing you what he's doing with receipts with his portfolio. So, pocket watching ain't gotta come from me because I show my portfolios. Like, everybody knows where my money's coming from. So, also, I'm not selling you anything. Also pretty cool. So, there's that. Lastly, tap in with me down in the comments. I love it when people comment. Those of you who comment more than once, like, shout outs to you because I do answer all the comments. So, like, I'm seeing as you're commenting as watching the video. And those of you who do that, that's the same way that I watch content because I also take in content because I'm constantly learning about money. I find it super interesting. And the way that my brain works, I have to constantly have noise going into my head while I'm doing anything else. So I'm always into audiobooks. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to other content creators in the financial space and other spaces that I'm interested in. But like, I just like bringing in a bunch of ideas because I do test things out. Obviously, over here, Future Financial Strategies, and I report back to you what works, what doesn't work. And every once in a while, I'll give my hot take on something, such as today. So we're going to jump right into it. The deal today is the American dream dead or evolving? And in order to have this conversation, we have to have a summation of what the American dream is. So I, being the genius that I am, asked AI because I don't want to define this for you. I want to go ahead and break this down point by point. And that's going to be the episode. So the overarching consensus is the American dream is the belief that anyone, regardless of their background, can achieve prosperity and success through hard work and determination. It is a set of ideals that emphasize social mobility, opportunity, and the pursuit of happiness. While historically associated with home ownership and financial success, its meaning has evolved to encompass personal fulfillment and a better future for one's family, which honestly, I would tie all of that back to social mobility and home ownership and financial success. But I'm going to take this on with and these are obviously my opinions, and you guys might not agree with me. There might be some hot takes in here. Clip it up, put it out into the algorithm. Let's have the conversation. Check me. I mean, I don't know. But before we go into the breakdown, I do want to go ahead and overemphasize. My background is my mom, her first job that I remember probably around like 3 or 4, she was a cashier at Piggly Wiggly, and we lived in the hood. So I didn't come from like a bunch of money. I did have my grandma who moved out to the suburbs. So she used to have me stay over at her place all the time. I also had family that was in LA, but they also lived in the hood. So when I was out there for the summers, when I was little, I got to sit on the porch and watch people put illicit, illegal substances. I'm trying to be proper for the algorithm for this part. Illicit illegal substances into a stoplight, and then somebody else would drive by later to that same stoplight and take the illicit illegal substance out of a stoplight because I couldn't leave the porch in that neighborhood. And I sat out there and just watched people do that all day. It wasn't a good neighborhood, wasn't a good experience. So like they lived in California, they didn't have money, but I mean property rates in California, it's like leave, but whatever. So and then my mom's next job, I only remember having 2 jobs. She was a cashier at Piggly Wiggly, and then she was in law enforcement. And those were the 2 jobs, neither of which, I mean, the law enforcement job obviously gets paid better than the cashier at Piggly Wiggly, but not much. So, you know, a bunch of stuff that she did, you know, like her and my stepdad got a place together. When they got divorced, she let him keep everything, did not go after him for anything. Never got child support from my biological father. Never met the dude. Probably shouldn't want to meet me at this point. Got lots of pent up aggression about that. I'm a little salty. And the stepdad that I had, you know, like did what he did, just man of the house, whatever. Not necessarily like when that went south, she didn't take anything from him either. So she did everything on her own. The family that I came from, like, was very takes a village to raise a child. So my grandmother helped her out a lot with me. We lived in her house, like moved out. Mom got an apartment. We lived there. Then moved back to her house, and then moved. I moved out at 16 for a year. And then when I came back, my mom was getting married, and she's been with that guy ever since. Great dude. And that's basically my story. I've never been given money. I've never collected a inheritance windfall like some of the other gurus out here. People die in my family, the money goes to one place, and it ain't to me or my side of the family. So we've just been thugging it out since forever. I bought my first property, the property that I'm recording in right now, at the beginning of COVID by myself. No one gave me money. I raised those funds by myself. Didn't get any loans from family. I got $0 from anyone. So first and foremost, my perspective is as somebody who literally got it out the mud by themselves. I've been financially on my own since I was 16. And my mom, like, it's to the point now where my mom can't even give me money if she wanted to. Like, it's not allowed. So, like, I just want to, before we start getting in the comments, start saying crazy stuff that's not true. Like, what did we do? We moved to the edge of a bad school district to get me into a good school district because the school district that I would have been living in was terrible. And that's just what we had to do. Middle class, lower middle class. I wouldn't even say we were squarely middle class. Like, I make more than my mom ever made now. So there was no hand up aside from her doing a very exceptional. I mean, honestly, from what I'm seeing about how single mothers are raising kids and some of these men that I meet that are from single mother homes, because like I can spot them out. She did an exceptional job. That's what she focused on because we didn't have the money. So she did what she could, and that's not taking anything away from her. I'm just giving the background before I give my opinion. So it's not like, oh, you've always had it so easy. Like, no, the reason I'm the way that I am is because I missed a meal as a kid. And it wasn't even that we couldn't afford the meal. And I'm not going to go that route and be like, yo, we couldn't afford meals. Both my parents at the time were working so much that they just forgot to feed me because I was a latchkey kid because everyone had to work to keep the roof over the head. That's my reality. So this is where my perspective comes from. And that's my experience. Obviously, everyone's experience is going to be different, and the results of that experience are definitely going to be different. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. So the first one that we're going to go down to is the core belief that the American dream is built on the idea that individual efforts and talents are the primary drivers of success and not social class or background. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I think in 2025, that's very true. It is. I mean, I understand. I've heard the conversations, me with the skin and all. I've heard, oh, you can't do that. Like you can when they're gonna rip you off, they're not gonna let you buy a house. And as somebody who had to go through and I'm gonna chalk this up to it being COVID and the fact that I bought a house as an individual because most of you can't do that, especially now. But that wasn't a normal thing. Most of you are living paycheck to paycheck according to the stats. You don't have money. You don't have $100 saved up. So coming up with 10 grand or 20 grand or 30 grand or whatever the minimum metric is to get into a house probably ain't happening for you because like you don't have $100. So like that's just not normal. So that coupled with people's perceptions on my skin tone. I mean, you can perceive whatever you want. The fact is I'm a winner and I'm going to win. And that's just what I've done my whole life. Probably weighed in a little bit because like I did get asked multiple times if I had a cosigner or somebody else was going to sign. I was like, no. And they're just making like, do you have a spouse or somebody else who's going to be helping pay the mortgage note? And I'm like, no, like, give me the loan. Because instead of making it about race, I took away all the excuses that they could have had. My credit was on point. I did my research. I learned to game that system. I made sure I had the cash available. I made sure that I did not let them talk me into buying more house than I could afford. I bought exactly what I needed. This house isn't big. I don't have to flex with my house. I flex with my portfolio. I flex with the fact that I'm worth more than most people. So there's a lot of self-agency in there and a lot of being able to push back against people because a lot of people, they start shopping for a house and they let the realtor or the finance guy lead that conversation. When I got my loan, after they asked multiple times if I was doing it by myself and like, oh, like that's okay, like we're going to run this. Like, are you sure? Like, yeah, run the credit. It's great. It came back and they were like, well, you know, you could borrow more than this. Like now they want to give me all the money after they go back and do the research and get all of those excuses taken out of the way. I just game the excuses. So that way, if there was a conversation of my skin tone or my race is the reason that I can't self-actualize, I can sue. And I work in a field where I'm around a bunch of rich people and a bunch of them are lawyers. So like I actually know the people to call to sue somebody like off the planet. It's great. So from a strategic perspective, I'm like, the only way you're not giving me this loan is if you're actually in fact racist. And if you are, that's actually in fact illegal. And we have a system for that. So then I get paid and I can get a bigger house now. And you go buy it. That's the way that I look at things. So my core belief that regardless of social class or background, and background encompasses race, is the nice way of saying that. I believe it. I mean, I know a bunch of felons that are getting to the bag, like that make more money than I do. So I mean, I saw that when I was a kid. My uncle went to jail for murder, got out, was weird for about 6 months. Like he ran that schedule for 6 months, did not leave his room much except for like twice a day. But as soon as he kind of normalized to being outside, he went and started a lawn mowing business and became very successful as well. Got to the bag, made an emotional decision, and he was gone for a long time. I think he did like 20 years or something like that. So it was like he was probably in his 20s, late 20s, or late teens, early 20s, because he was gone for at least 20 years. Because like I didn't know this dude existed until he got out of jail. So he was, and that was probably when I was about 6 years old, something like that. But I watched him. He did his little room routine for about 6 months, maybe 8, something like that. I'm little, so like whatever. But I do distinctly remember that dude did not leave his room except for like when he was supposed to eat, and he had a little bit of outside time, and then he would go back in his room and he'd spend the rest of his day in that room. But I saw him build a lawn mowing business by himself and go do that and make money. So, and that was back when apparently the world was more racist than it is now. So for me, that core belief has always stuck because I've seen people who are in way worse situations where you can't go get a job. You went and made a job, start going door to door, find out who needed their lawn mowed, started mowing lawns, bought more lawn equipment, upgraded all of his stuff, and he was making money. You know what I'm saying? Like helped out, like did all the stuff. So I've seen people do it. So I know it can be done. I know what I've done. I've seen what I've done. I've seen men go through horrible divorces, hit rock bottom, and be divorced and have somebody be like, yo, like, I got a room for you, and then pay rent and get back on their feet and then start flourishing. Like, I've seen people come back from all sorts of stuff. So yes, I do believe that. And in the space of, oh, well, racism, in most cases, it's illegal. The only place that racism still legit, not a joke, exists is in the prison system. And I don't think we need to be represented there. Like, if you go in front of that judge, you get put away, bro. Like, it's what it is. And them people, when I say those people have the ability to be racist because like they can put you away forever and they will give you longer sentences than somebody who doesn't share your complexion that looks exactly the same as you, because I used to work in that system. I grew up with that system on the other side of it. And as somebody who had a police officer for a mother, I experienced legitimate racism from a police officer that worked with my mother because he didn't know who I was. I was just another black person to him. So outside of that system and running into the wrong cop, and like, I just don't interact with police. I pay so much in taxes. And you know what? I'll break it down from my perspective. And this is coming from somebody who, quote unquote, and I know they're going to come for me, but like, I lean conservative. And I'm going to say this with the utmost truth possible. I don't like people that are supposed to be working for me. And as a tax-paying citizen, I pay those fees. I don't like it when my dogs act up, bro. So it behooves me to deal with them in a way, like whatever I got to do to get out of this stop. Because like, if I got to sue you, I got the money to do it. I have the resources to ruin your life and get paid. So whatever I got to do, but I don't get pulled over that much. I don't do things to get myself looked at. Like, I don't interact like that. And generally speaking, every time I've gotten pulled over, it's been by a state trooper, and our state troopers in my state are amazing. I don't worry about state troopers. I worry about the foot cop that's had a terrible day that don't like black people no more, or is just having a bad day and don't like people no more, because like, these cops aren't just harming specific people, they're harming everyone. And if they think you're poor, then they're probably going to take whatever leeway or whatever abuse or whatever their day has had out on you. And one of the ways that I diffuse this is just to be overly polite. I'm overly polite to everybody. So 90% of the time, like, outside of that one time when I was a kid and like that officer like thought he was going to get away with something that day, he found the right one and didn't. So every time I've been pulled over since then, it's been a conversation. I get my ticket. I can afford the ticket. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, I'm like, I can afford this. Like, this ain't even something for me to argue with you over. Like, if I got an issue with it, I got somebody I can call to deal with this. I don't let my ego get me caught up in that. I don't let my ego or what somebody wants me to perceive myself as allow me to believe that because I look a certain way or these people look at you a certain way. You know how many wealthy white people have helped me in my existence when they had no reason to? The world just doesn't work like that. Like, I'm just nice to people and people are nice back regardless of who they are or what color they are. Like, it doesn't matter. Is everyone 100% nice? No. But they're going to be nice enough to let me get to where I need to go. And so that's the reason that I believe that core belief, I believe that still stands. We have all the technology in the world. You can get on YouTube and watch anything. You can tap in over here at Future Financial Strategies. But y'all want to get on here and watch Fight Club. Y'all want to get on here and watch Charlie Kirk complain about everything that's going on in the hood, even though stuff's going on in his culture too. Like, what y'all want to watch the latest viral video of people that look like us acting crazy? You want to watch the latest viral video of somebody getting treated bad by the cops? You're putting that information into yourself. But you could also get on here and fix, like the people who are watching this video, get on here and go, yo, I want to have game. I want to have some high level conversation. I want to do something different. I want to figure out how to change this situation. How do I start digging out of this hole that I'm in? How do I pay off $30,000 in debt? I'm doing that, tracking it. How do I stack my income if I don't make a whole lot of income? I'm doing that because I don't make over 6 figures. Tracking it, giving you the game for free. I'm not charging for any of this. Everything, every piece of content that I put up for the last 2 years, free. Exactly what I'm doing. Exactly what I'm doing. I just get on here and I tell you what I'm doing and how things are going. We get a monthly update on my primary portfolio. You guys get to see the brokerage account. I do the Robinhood every Friday. You get to see that account. We talk about the crypto. I show you where my positions are at. We do the update, give my little spiel. You get that. What you choose to do, and like, I don't make my content, like, I'm not trying to be like the rest of these gurus out here. Like, my content is not specifically for Black people. My content is specifically for people that are on this journey that we're on, and I don't care what you look like. That's the reason outside of this, because it's me giving my opinion. Race don't come up because it doesn't matter. It doesn't, like, it's not that it doesn't affect me. I choose not to let it affect me. Do people give you side eyes and look at me certain way? Sure, I don't care. They're poor. Why do I care about what poor people that don't look like me want to look like? Look at me like. It doesn't matter to me because you are not in my reality. And I was raised to be able to handle myself. So if you're within arm's distance, like, that's a different conversation. I can handle myself. I don't walk outside in fear. And I don't like being around fearful people. I don't like being around people that feel bad about themselves. I don't like being around white people who feel bad about being white that never owned slaves. I don't like it. I want you at your best because, like, we're competing. I want to beat you at your best. I don't need to hobble you. I don't need to ruin your neighborhood. I'm better at this game than you. That's what I believe. And it's not even like I want you to do bad, but like, the people you keep around, you should be measuring yourself against your circle. That's how you all get better together. And I'm happy when my homies win, regardless of color, because I go, yo, he just got this. Oh, he just did this. Oh, his portfolio just did this. Oh, his strategy just did this. Let me tap in with him and, like, let's compare notes. I need to step my game up. And it's fun. We don't live in any days where anybody's coming to your house with pitchforks to take your stuff. This is just a money game. It's a market game. Different strategies. The only thing there is to argue about is efficiency and efficacy. I don't care how you feel emotionally about your portfolio. I care about the numbers. What do the numbers say? I love MSTR. Right now, it's doing awfully. My msty position is kicking my primary portfolio. It's so bad that my Robinhood portfolio is outperforming right now my primary portfolio, because the primary position that I chose was msty because I understand it. I understand the underlying, I understand the field that it came from, but what I didn't factor in was like, yo, the IV could drop off a cliff. It could start moving sideways and down a little bit, which yieldmax's strategy doesn't benefit from that because it's a monthly. They got 4 weeks of just getting beat on, and then you get a bad payment out of it. Weekly might be a better option for that, but you know what we're doing? We're making the adjustment because I'm going, yo, like, I've got 2 portfolios that are built completely different, and one of them's doing way better than the other one. Now, I'm not completely copying my Robinhood portfolio, but I am making adjustments in my primary portfolio. We started shifting over into Ulti a little bit. We're doing all sorts of stuff, but like we have the options and we have the internet. So that core belief, number one, the core belief, I'm rocking with it. So next, AI wants to talk about historical roots. The concept is rooted in the idea of the Declaration of Independence and the pursuit of happiness, as well as the writings of figures like Horatio Alger Jr. 100%. Like, we have a constitution for a reason. Did it apply to everybody here? No. I'm not skirting over history. What I'm saying is the point that we're in right now, I've never seen a cotton field. I never have. I've never been in the Jim Crow South. I never have. I wasn't there for Black Wall Street. I wasn't. There's a bunch of. I mean, in my city that I live in, we had a color line that my grandmother and grandfather, when they were married, never got to cross, and they were separated the whole time that I was little. So this was even before I was born. But my grandmother used to take me to all those places and never said anything about it. She never said anything. She took that with her to her grave. She took that on herself and said, I'm not passing this down. I'm taking this boy everywhere. He will see everything. He will not be in fear. He will not think that he can't do anything that anybody else can do. They raised me to compete on actual meritocracy. They also raised me to go, hey, if they don't want to play the game with you, go make your own game. I don't walk to people with my hand out asking for nothing. I don't ask for raises. I mean, I'll ask for days off for right now, but like most of the time when I ask for days off, it's more of a telling because I'm like, no, I got to stay at home for free. But I wasn't raised to put my hand out and ask for things. I grew up around people who were engaged in entrepreneurial activity that didn't expect or ask for things, period. So I was taught to believe in the Declaration of Independence. Like, that's just what it is. Like 100%. I'm with that. I'm with that. The historical roots, is it perfect? No. But the way that I look at history is I go, okay, like all this horrible stuff happened, but we're still here. I am a product of that. That means that when you go through evolution, what happens? The weak die off. Sometimes the strong die off. But what you have left should be stronger than what was there before. It's insulting to me the way that a lot of people like to do the identity politics the way that we have it now. And I feel that way about a lot of people. I feel that way about white conservatives too. They suck. They're babies. They're crying. I can't win in the game in the hood. Like, how are you gonna be mad at a bunch of people that are killing themselves? like, I mean, let's be honest. I would understand if the hood just like everyone in the hood got in cars and drove to the rich neighborhood and started harming people there. They're not. That's not reality. And I know we can pinpoint and pick out individual videos. 100% bad day. But the lion's share of the problem is self-isolated. These people act like they have to be scared in the Hamptons. Well, actually, you probably do have to be scared in the Hamptons because that's California. So, like, that's a different problem. But the rich neighborhoods here, you don't see nothing but Fenton zombies every once in a while, and they look like them. So, like it's not the hood that's going over there and causing problems for their kids. Like a Fenton zombie will eat your kid, bro. Let's talk about it. So I think that that's a pathetic way to go through life, is to make up an excuse. Like, why are and apparently everybody's dumb. The other thing that I think is pathetic is, since we're on the topic, I think it's crazy to think that you're smarter because somebody who shares your skin tone is smarter and told you that you're smarter. Like, that's wild to me. And to be broke. Like, even wilder. It's like, yo, okay, so you set this game up for yourselves, apparently, and we're not supposed to be able to compete. Also, we're all stupid, but you got me eating your lunch out here. Does it make sense? And until we get on board with us all just being Americans, this experiment that we're doing is going to continue to decline. We've seen this historically. You look at the Roman Empire, look at what we're doing. This isn't new. We have some things that we got to sort out because we are a baby as a country. And history is part of it. That doesn't mean you don't acknowledge the history, but the history is not an excuse for you who didn't experience it because you read it. Also, you're not better because you read the history in your trailer, Kevin. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, everyone's LARPing and grasping onto these people that they're not even related to because they look like them, and they're like, yo, like, the white people are better. And I was like, where do white people exist? Like, did y'all see what happened when Brexit broke up? Like, the British people went into the Polish neighborhood. Those people both count as white in America and told them to get out. So, like, you're an American, bro. And I'm sorry, ashy-fisted black revolutionary. You're an American too. We can't go anywhere else. You can't go. You're on this team. You were born here. Your lineage is of this. The history happened. It doesn't mean that talking about it or being versed in it or understanding it means that you're using it as an excuse. And back in my panel days, I had a bunch of black conservatives be mad because I would check them on the history, because there's a reason you can't just tell people to bootstrap. But I'm gonna do a different video on that, because I'm gonna give my perspective on getting rich, because I'm in the process of doing that. But the historical roots, 100%. They wrote it for a reason. They didn't start it off in the best way possible, and where we're at now is leaps and bounds better than our parents had it. Because some of our parents, I mean, this is how not far removed from this we are, actually experienced some legitimate racism. Their parents definitely experienced some legitimate racism. And their parents, some of them picked cotton and experienced legitimate racism. And if it wasn't them, it was their parents. And we're still here with the internet, AI, collective consciousness, all the opportunity in the world. They would have cut off both their feet and said that their name was Toby and walked around on stumps to live now. Best time in history to exist, period, for anyone. Like, you want to deal with the plague? You want to deal with scurvy? You want to go across the actual ocean? Go watch videos of the ocean. Them people was out there with boats they made with their hands. No. I mean, crusades would have been kind of cool. Sword fighting, castle sieges, trebuchets. The war aspect of it would have been awesome. Pikemen. Like, okay, so I would want to go back specifically for a battle or two. But right now, the best time to exist, whether you like it or not. Like, it gets no better. And honestly, I really enjoyed the 90s, because, like, I was living my life, skateboarding, going places, doing all sorts of stuff. Like, it actually, I would say that, you know, if I go back to the 90s wasn't that bad, to be honest. Like, I like the 90s, like mid 90s through like mid to early, like I'd say about 2005. It's 2008 we had the crash. I wouldn't want to go back to that. But like, dude, that was such a dope time when I was in high school. Like, looking back on it, it was just so much fun. Anyways, historical roofs, we're gonna carve that out. We're done with that. So then they're going evolving definition. And actually, well, we'll get on this evolving definition. While the traditional view focused on the material wealth and home ownership, the American dream has expanded to include personal fulfillment, career success, and a better life for future generations. Personal fulfillment, don't care about it. If you're trying to be happy, you're probably broke. I'm just saying. Or you've already won and now you're trying to be happy, which, congratulations, you've won. You get to do that. Career success, 100%. Like, I mean, why would you do anything if you're not going to be successful at it? And a better life for future generations, absolutely. Like, if you're just out here selfishly doing this for yourself, like me, I don't have kids, but guess what? Like, while I don't have kids, I'm setting up stuff for all the babies in my family. I've got portfolios for my great nieces, my nieces, and I guess my nieces and nephews, or my great nieces, because it's my nieces and nephews' kids. Because I don't believe that you can fix adults, but I do believe that you can influence the childrens. And so I've got portfolios for that. So like if you're just doing this for yourself, like that's cool, I guess. I don't know too many people that selfishly win like that, but there's got to be a overarching reason. And for me, I'm the catalyst for my family. So until I have my own family, that's what I'm doing. I'll have my influence met through the generations of my family one way or another. And then, but like the personal fulfillment, I mean, you get that out of the journey. If you're not getting it out of the journey, like there's no point. You're not going to buy a thing and be personally fulfilled. You're not going to wake up one day. And it doesn't even matter. It's not about numbers in the bank. That's not going to personally fulfill you either. Rich people delete themselves all the time. Money is not going to personally fulfill you. You got to find a game you want to play and get really good at it and start enjoying it. Like I enjoy financial strategy. I enjoy looking at my portfolio on the good days. I enjoy looking at my portfolio on the bad days. I like strategizing through the dips. I like when Misty took a 30% cliff dive, navigating through that, loved it. I enjoyed it because I'm like, yo, I'm shaving time off. I enjoy the battle at present of getting myself to work optional / early retirement state. It's the journey that's fulfilling. It's probably the reason that I'm not blaming everyone else, because I am playing the game. And that's what this is. And like, until you understand that this is a game, it's a life or death game, but like it's a game. And until you start like navigating as such, like y'all will sit here and build the best GTA 5 character ever, all the stuff, and then not do it in real life. You sitting around with Cheeto dust in your belly. Your dude on GTA 5 doesn't have Cheeto dust in his belly. He's not dysgenic. Why are you? You can do all those things. People will literally make their character work out on GTA 5 and won't go work out. It's crazy to me. Like you sitting on the couch watching your character that you're making work out so that he can get extra strength points, and you don't want no real life strength points. You want Cheeto dust in your belly complaining about what these modern women are doing. Talking about what the type of woman you deserve. Talking about you want to be head of household. That's crazy talk. Crazy talk. So the definition, the evolving definition, I guess I can get with the personal fulfillment because it should be included in the game that you're playing. And the thing is this, you can upgrade the game. You can win, and then you create another mountaintop. Like you self-motivate to self-actualize. I don't know anybody who's perfect. There's always something to work on. Like if you don't have the finances, I don't have the finances. I'm working on the finances. I also don't want to be dysgenic and have Cheeto dust in my belly. So I work out also. I also enjoy dancing. So I practice and do that. I train in that all the time. I enjoy being active. I got a job where I get to go outside because I don't care what people think about me when they see me and I'm dusty, because I got sawdust on me because I was fabricating that day, because I actually build stuff with my hands. I do projects around the house, stuff that I don't know how to do. And then I hurt myself, and I don't care because I enjoy learning. I get on YouTube University and start looking at stuff and just start taking things apart and putting them back together. And sometimes I do well, and sometimes I got to call somebody who knows what they're doing because I got close, but I couldn't finish it. But I'm enjoying it. Even when I get frustrated doing it, because like the projects of stuff that I don't know how to do, I don't care. And I really don't care what some chick that I'm worth more than thinks about me because I got sawdust on me and she's making an assumption. She has no idea. Like, I don't care. I'm playing my game and I'm having fun doing it. So, the evolving definition, I can rock with that. Social mobility. A key aspect is the belief in the possibility of moving up the social ladder regardless of one's starting point. I don't think God, this is a catch-22 because I feel both ways about this. On the one aspect, with all the tools we have available, you got channels like mine. You got Wall Street Trapper. You even got Anton Daniels over there, even though he tells y'all that you're stupid and poor all the time. And I don't understand like why somebody would want to listen to that regularly. Like, but whatever. You've got a lot of different sources. You got Dave Ramsey's network. They got the young bloods on there that are now bending the knee to Bitcoin, because they got to evolve. You got Gary Economics, even though he's kind of telling you that it's doom and gloom forever. But I mean, we have a lot of tools to be able to get money. You have the ability to figure out how to flip the money you have. Like I am an average income earner to the T, a little bit on the low side. Actually, I'm like middle low. And I just went out and hunted and figured out how to flip my money. And I tell you guys exactly what I'm doing to flip my money. There's so many communities now. Everything has a community. High yield dividends has a community. There's a crypto community. There's a Bitcoin purist community. You got Jack Mahler. You listen to Michael Saylor. Like, who else do you want me to name drop? You got Tony Robbins made 3 books about how to get your finances right. Now, I would say that myself and some of these other cats are probably a little bit more streamlined if you're not trying to work till you're 60. I'm not. I'm planning on not having to do anything I don't want to do in 24 months. But from that perspective, yes, you can move up the social mobility ladder. We're going through a wealth transfer right now that is going crazy. On the flip side, those of you who are on the boomer plan, those of you who listen to Dave Ramsey, you guys are in a bad spot because you're being debased. You're being robbed for your time that you tried to store. You're punished for saving in cash. People can't afford houses anymore. I did the math on mine and it was like if I was purely based on my salary going to work, I couldn't buy my place that I live in now because it's $100,000. It's worth about $100,000 more than what I paid for it. And the numbers don't shake out to where I would have been house poor. And then on the flip side, if you rent, they're raising the rent so much now that you can never buy a house or save money. So like it's crazy because like decisions have to be made. And like when I do step outside, I definitely see all of you at the club. I see you at the bar. I see you at brunch. I see you flexing with the car too. Like you got the car. Y'all clowning my little, that's not even a Honda, it's a Lexus. My little Lexus, I got a Lexus CT200H. I love that car, but I'm getting ready to trade it in. I've had it for a long time. But it gets great gas mileage and it has the radio system's acceptable to me. And I don't have to listen to other people's radios, but like now it's becoming a money pit. So, meaning that like anything that breaks on it at this point is like costs more than what the car is worth to fix it. Not that the car don't run well or any of that stuff. It's just every time I have to fix something on the car, I'm like, I should have just traded this thing in. So I'm getting ready to trade it in. I got to get a holdover car, which will be nice and a little bit newer. But for the rest of this 24 months, I'm going to have to get something else because like I cannot have this money pit now. And those things are legitimately keeping you from moving up. Like I do see that. The fact that you're getting released into the world with hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt because you guys did what everybody told you to and went to college. Like I'm a dummy. I didn't go to college. I'm worth more than you. And I'm making more than you. Like that's the sucky part. Like you gonna be in debt forever. like you gonna be in debt until the next Civil War, bro. Like it's crazy. And your rent's high and the cars are expensive. Y'all paying $1 million for all sorts of different stuff. And yeah, like that's the reality that we live in. And it's kind of hellish. It's very dystopian. And it sucks. But then like we have all this information, all this technology, there's all these things. It's just, you have to be willing to pivot. You have to be willing to go where the money is. I knew I wasn't going to college when I got into I started in service industry when I was 15. I knew by 18 that I was not going to college. And the reason I knew is because I worked with a bunch of people who went to college that were $80,000 in debt at the time. And we were doing the same job. And they were there for a long time. Like, they didn't like go magically get jobs. Like, most of those people, they are career service industry workers. So they went to college to just do the same job that I didn't go to college to do, to make, I'd probably say less. I was a real good waiter and a damn good bartender. But you're in there competing with me at the same job, and you're $80,000 in debt and I'm not. I was like, I can't justify this. Like, I'm not going to be a doctor or a lawyer. Like, why would I do this? And then I also, one of the things that I realized while I was there is, you don't need a college degree to sign somebody's check. And so I never in my existence intended to work till I was 70. So like the boomer plan, the Dave Ramsey plan, that was never in my lexicon. Like, since I started working, I was like, I'm only doing this as long as I have to. And then I was like, well, I don't want to do this till I'm 60. So like, I'm going to do this really hard for as long as I can and get out early. And then, figure out something else to do to keep busy, but I'm not doing this. And, we got 24 months left. Going to be ahead of the retirement age, getting out a little bit early. And I never had to pay off student loan debt. So there's that. So social mobility, I can see the both sides of it, but I can't see both sides of it, because even still, like, my mentality is I refuse to be held down. I refuse. The game sucks. I'm going to figure out the game. You got to figure out the game. Like, there's so much game out here. Start testing stuff. Like, it's not impossible. I know it's not impossible. Like, my homie that went through the divorce, that got back on his feet, I watched him do that over COVID. While everything was inflating, he's got his own place now. Out taking care of his kid. Living his life. Back in the game. Took his licks, dusted off, got back up. So, I mean, I'm seeing people do things while stuff is getting bad. So, you just can't choose to stay down. Now, they have a section called challenges. The American dream has faced challenges, particularly during economic downturns, and some question whether it's still attainable for all. And I mean, I understand. I mean, there's a lot of money to sell you doom and gloom. There is not a lot of money to sell you lifeboats. And, having a channel that I'm growing organically, like, I honestly don't understand how these channels just be popping up with like already monetized and like 15,000 subs already. Like day one, you got 1,000 subs. Like, I'm just not good at going viral, I guess. I'm not as entertaining. I don't have to be good at this though, because this is just running the numbers and me documenting it. Are there challenges? Absolutely. Did people in the 50s have challenges? Yes. 1970s, they had the Great Depression. That was a pretty big challenge, bro. Did they mess up the money from that point forward and then continue kicking the can down the road? You bet they did. Did they make it so that now we have a completely hollowed out, actively being hollowed out middle class? You bet they did. Has evolution put it into a point where all those smart people that told me I was stupid, I was never going to make anything of myself because I didn't go to college, where their jobs are getting replaced before mine by the AI overlords? Yep, that's happening too. Guess what? One of us is very adaptable. The other one has an ego and a piece of paper and $200,000 in debt. Guess which one I don't want to be? That one. So we are where we are. I mean, we're gonna. Every generation has their challenges. And, hard times make strong men. Strong men make weak men. And weak men bring about hard times. And unfortunately, we are in the weak man era. They got gangsters out here in skirts, bro. And they will still shoot you. That's crazy talk. Crazy talk. This is the world we live in right now. We about to have some hard times. Those of us who are not just preaching doom and gloom with no outlet are telling you what we're doing. Buy Bitcoin. Set a Bitcoin standard within your household. Yeah, I've got all the other tools as well that I follow on here, but the reason being is I'm trying to opt out of this system because it's not going well. It's not working for anyone. And if you're going to stay relegated to that system, then like, yeah, everything you're doing is going to be exponentially harder because stuff gets cheaper for me every year and it gets more expensive for you every year. There's definitely going to be challenges, and within those challenges, there's going to be I mean, we have to rise to the occasion. We have to. We have to. We got half the country, white people. Your people settled this country. You don't think that was challenging getting from one side of this country to the other with a horse and carriage with Native Americans out there like scalping y'all and stuff? Challenging. One, they made it. People literally dropped dead walking from one side of this country to the other. That's your lineage. Those weren't white people. Those were people who came from Europe. They had cultures. Don't be dismissive of your culture. And then they made America, which we all are. Black people came here as slaves. We were free labor. Still salty about it. It was not a good experience, but we're still here. You don't think they had challenges? They made Black Wall Street. They made multiple wealthy business districts for themselves because they were segregated from everything else. You don't think they had challenges? Government came through and burned them down. Don't think they had challenges? Are there still wealthy black people? Yes, there are. Are they only rappers, actors, and sports players? No, they're not. The people who came before us had it worse. Metrically worse the further back you go. This is just our challenge. We've made a soft society. We find the most insane things to complain about. And if you choose to go down that road and you choose to just lay down, I mean, you're not even going to lay down and die at this point. You're just going to languish. And like some of you are walking around dead now because you've given up. And like, I'm hoping this touches you some type of way and you get mad at me down in the comments because it might instigate you to do something. Give you that spark of life back. I'll be that guy. Because if you choose to lay down, you're going to stay where you're at. No one is coming to pick you up. No one is going to spoon feed you. No one is coming to save you, regardless of what you look like. And what you look like is an excuse to lay down. Just because you read something that made you feel some type of way about something that happened to somebody that looked like you, that you never personally experienced. Those aren't excuses. Plus side, we're humans, which means we can change as soon as we decide to. And if that's today for you, hit me down in the comments. If this is your kick in the butt to turn it up a gear, hit me down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Because there's nothing better than seeing that spark come back when somebody starts learning again, when somebody starts getting motion again. You don't have to stay down. That is not an obligation. It might be an expectation, but it's not an obligation, and it's your life. It's not whoever told you that you wasn't going to be nothing. Because I've got a whole FU list of people who told me I wasn't going to be nothing. I'm so excited to go check it all off. I am so excited. It's going to be beautiful. Because when I get to tell them you were wrong, I'm going to tell them exactly how I feel about them. And there ain't going to be nothing they can do with it because I'm built like me and they're going to be built like a dysgenic potato person. I already know because I keep tabs on people. So it's like, what are you going to do? You going to fight me about it? Like, yeah, you suck and I'm winning. And I just want you to know that. And it's going to feel great. It's going to feel great. Is it petty? Absolutely. Is it the most mature thing I've done? No. But did it fuel me to get to this point? Absolutely. It made the game fun. It's making the game fun. And then now that we're getting down to this 24-month countdown, I'm figuring out what the next leg of the game is. Because I don't even know what else I want to do. Because I've never thought that way. I've never thought about what I wanted to do. I hadn't earned it. But 24 months from now, I will have earned it. And I gotta figure that out. Because that's gonna be the next game. It's gonna be so much fun. And I'm saying that to just reinforce that this game, even when it's hard, even when you're in pain, even when you don't want to, when you push through that wall, it can be fun. It can be fulfilling. That uphill climb is fulfilling. But you have to actually be putting forth an effort. And like once you start putting forth an effort, start getting some small wins, save up your first $100. If you got $0, save your first 10 and just be able to keep it in there for 30 days. Get your first 100, your first 1,000, your first 10,000, first 50,000, first 100,000. 100,000 was a big deal for me. 200,000 felt amazing. When I hit 250, that's when I started trying to figure out. I was like, yo, I just put together $250,000. Like, I need to start. And then I realized, like, I found the high yield space, and I was like, yo, I don't even need to be like a multimillionaire to not have to go to work and live the life that I live now, which isn't too bad. And then we started planning, and I was like, yo, here we are. Like, we're on the journey now. We're documenting it. And we're sitting, we've crossed that 250 mark. I touched 300. We've been a little bit rocky, but I'm pretty sure with the way the Bitcoin's running right now, that we're not too far off. I think that if this is aired in August, my prediction, if I put this in August, and I'm probably gonna put this in August now because I just said the month. By the end of this month, when we tally up the numbers for this month, I think we'll be back above 300,000. I'm thinking that that's what we're going to do. And I think what I'm going to start doing with the thumbnails is I'm going to start putting on the financial update that I do monthly. I'm going to put what number we came in at. So that way we can track it. I'm going to start doing that with all of my updates, and I'm going to start doing it with the Robinhood portfolio. I'll put the number on there so that way we can all you can look at the episode and see where we're at, and you'll see how it bounces because there's not a straight line up. Like these people that just show up and they're like, I've arrived. Like, that's not real. You duke it out the whole way up. It's a fight the whole way up. You start a business, you're fighting to stay in business the whole way up. So yeah, I'm gonna make some adjustments. We're gonna make it a little bit more fun. And yeah, we're gonna go that route with it. And tap in with me down in the comments. That's all I've got. Thank you guys for tapping in and listening to my rant. This was more of a ranty one, but like every once in a while we need these little kicks in the tush. Like this is as close as I'm going to get to being motivational. So like let me know down in the comments if you liked it, because it's only happening every once in a while. I got like a couple of topics where I'm like, yo, like these are just, thought games that we're going to play. And I enjoy talking it out with you guys. Like I've got people who chime in of all walks of life, all colors. And you know what? It's been predominantly all love. And I appreciate that. I enjoy those conversations. So tap in with me down in the comments. If you haven't yet, make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification, turn all notifications on. And last but not least, please share the video. Get me out into the algorithm. Let's get some more people over here and add to the wolf pack, because we are not trying to get rich over here by ourselves. And we're trying to build a community of like-minded people so we can get down in the comments. Also, once we get to 500 subs, I got some plans. We're going to start doing some lives. We're going to do some Q&As. I got some ideas. But first, we got to get our numbers up. So definitely share the video. Also have these conversations amongst yourselves. Like I'm not the gatekeeper of financial literacy, but one thing that I do know is it's so much better when you can talk to your friends about it. Both online and in real life. So like y'all can chime in with each other down in the comments. I've seen those conversations going back and forth. It's awesome. But don't forget the people that are around you. You don't need to get rich by yourself. You don't have to be the only one eating at the table. Each one teach one. And this is me trying to do my part. So till next week, it's been a great bag talk. This one went a little bit long, but we'll be back again next week. Until then, it's your boy Reckless Red and Arrow, and I'm out. Peace. See there? I wasn't out. I tricked y'all. But now I'm out. Peace.
Money on my mind. Yeah. Focus, got no time for games. Nah. I don't play it, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.